Hi guys, how are you? Um, we are going to make a card today, and we are going to be using some of the items from the celebration brochure. So happy New Year to you. If you sign on, please say hi, and I'm going to try to watch the comments from my phone while I'm doing this. So we'll see how that goes. So the product we're going to use, all of this is product that you can earn free from Celebration. So the first one is this softly sophisticated 3D embossing folder, and we're going to use that. And just so you know, it has a flat surface, but then on the opposite side, so you can use either side, it's like a little bumpy. So, but it's a very pretty pattern, you'll see. And then we are going to use some of this crinkle ribbon, and this is Pool Party. And I'm going to show you a strip of it here that I've already cut for our project, but it's super fun. It kind of reminds me, remember those old-fashioned like dresses, and they would all kind of be gussied up? That's kind of what it reminds me of. But it lays very flat. So you'll see how we're going to use that. Oh, and I just realized I forgot, of course, some twine that we're going to use. So the other thing we're going to use is some of this paper. This is the, let's see, it's called Softly Stippled. And this is the color we're going to use. This is also Pool Party. This is the opposite side. So it's wild wheat. It looks like it has, it's just greenery, but it looks like it has kind of some palm trees on it. So each one of these, I'm going to walk over and talk to you guys at the same time. So each one of those you can earn when you place an order of $50 or more. So for every $50 you spend, you get to select a free product. So for every $50 before tax, you can, you get to select one of these items. All right, so here we go. So I will tell you guys, I have already pre-cut and done everything. So we're going to assemble this, but this is a card. Okay, so spoiler alert, if anybody is part of a card swap group with me, this is the card that I made for all of you. So you can not watch the rest of it if you don't want to see what your card's going to look like. Okay, so the stamp set that I used is called the Stippled Rose, and this is one that's in the new January through June, or January through April. I'll have to get that right. Or a mini catalog. So this is a stamp set that you can purchase. And if you were to purchase it, then you could actually get the paper free as your free item. So let me just show you what this is here. So this is one side. Let me make sure you guys can see. I'm probably not going to do this justice here, but we'll take a look at it in more detail. But you can see this is like the actual stamp that is on this side of the paper, and then this is almost looks like a burlap, I guess. So that's two of the pieces. I already showed you the green one, and of course here's one that's kind of in a gray color, and the back is I think it's Calypso Coral. Yep, Calypso Coral. So that's beautiful. And then we have some more, Pool Party here with smaller flowers, and then some old olive in more like a burlap, kind of a lighter weave, I guess, or and then we have one more. So I'll show this to you guys. And this one has a little bit of both. But isn't that pretty? And then the back is more of the wild wheat. All right, so those are the pieces. So you get 12 by 12 sheets, and that's that. All right, so this is our card. So what we're going to do is we're going to take an 11 by 4 1/4 piece of Pool Party, and it's scored at 5 1/2. So it's going to be a card that opens like this. Then you are going to need another piece of Pool Party that is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And this we're going to layer right on top. So we'll just do this as we go. And now one thing, I am going to go ahead and let me see if I can show you guys this. I don't know. It says like little bumpies on it. I don't know if your camera's picking it up or not. And then this side is very flat. So, but you could use either side on this one. Now I will tell you, I used some adhesive, like a tape runner and the Stampin' Seal. And I found that it was, I don't know, the little bumps seem to make it a little bit harder for it to stick. And I found the same thing truly, even with the glue. I just had to make sure that I pushed it a little bit more. Not a big deal by any means. Just something that I noticed as I was putting this together. Okay, so this is going to be kind of our layer. That's going to give us some nice texture there. Then we have I'm going to take my watch off here. Then we're going to take a piece of Orchid Oasis. And this is 2 3/4 by 4. And then what I did was I stamped the flower image, this one right here in the stamp set. Oops, there we go, that one. I just stamped it on a piece of white cardstock, and then I used the contour dies, and I used the second or the third one, I guess, the third smallest, this one right here. And I actually went ahead and did that around the edges, and we're just going to layer those two right on top of each other. So this is a pretty, I was able to make quite a few over a couple days for this card swap. So it was, but I think they're so beautiful. And the color combo, so here you guys go. So I would love to say, oh yeah, I came up with that color combination all on my own. But I'll tell you where I got it was from the Color Coach. And as a demonstrator, we can download that. But it has every color that Stampin' Up! Offers. And then it gives you coordinating colors that go along with it. So it gives you 3 colors each. It gives you, I think, 3 or 4 choices. I can't believe I can't remember. 3 or 4 choices, and then 3 colors that match. So then you can put those colors together. And these were 2 of the colors. And the third color that would blend with this is Old Olive. And at first I was like, oh, I don't know if that looks very nice. And I'll tell you, it turned out, I think, beautifully. It really did. I really liked it. Okay, so now we have a piece that's 1 1/2 by 4 inches. So this is our designer series paper. And what we're going to do is, before we do that, we're going to take our piece of ribbon here, and I'm just going to flip this over, and I am going to take my Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to create 2 little strips of that. And then I'm going to take my ribbon, and I'm just going to wrap it around. Now, before I do the second side, I'm just going to make sure that I have a good line up there. And all you're going to do is wrap it around. And don't be concerned if it kind of puffs up in the middle a little bit, because as soon as I glue it down, it's going to be nice and centered. So now I'm going to take this, and I'm now going to adhere it to the center of the card. But this gives a great kind of layering look, and some good texture. So, oops, hello. All right, now we're going to pop this right in the center. And I'm going to look and make sure that's lined up, and it is. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take that twine, the twine that I had to kind of, or linen thread, I should say, and I'm just going to take a piece that's about, oh, that long. and I always make it longer for whatever reason than I probably need. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to run this through underneath our ribbon here. Okay. And then I'm just going to even up my 2 strands of the linen thread. And I'm going to turn it this way. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to tie it in a bow. And it's going to be a really big, kind of oversized bow. But I'm going to tie it enough so that it actually kind of scrunches up this side. Okay. Now a little tip or trick there would be you might want to, you could tie it twice to kind of make a knot if you wanted to, but you know, not necessary at all. All right, so now I have these 2 kind of big loops. You can also double it up if you want. I kind of liked it. It's so naturally has a little bit of curl to it. All right. I noticed this is popping up just a tad right here. So I'm actually going to take my Stampin' Seal and just run a little piece right underneath there, just because I want to make sure that that stays down. Now I'm going to take my image here and I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals. And just get some of this clutter out of here. All right. You guys, I don't know where the dimensionals have all gone, but I am low on dimensionals. I need to place an order and grab some more. But this is a great way to use up the rest of them. So there we go. Now you're going to notice I didn't put any in the middle. And the reason is because we're going to flip this over and put it right over top of the ribbon. And I don't want a dimensional on the ribbon itself. Sometimes it has a tendency to pull it, and I don't think it's necessary because you're already getting a little bit of fluff, I guess. I can't think of the right word. So anywho, all right, so we're going to put this here. Get rid of all this. Oh, okay, so I'll tell you guys something else. So we got, I think some of you know, we have a collie dog. And it's been so warm out. So first of all, she sheds like nothing. But in this weather where it's been really warm, if we bring her in, I mean, literally, you guys, she walks through and like her fur just falls off of her. I think I'm up to sweeping twice a day now. And I've kind of gotten to the point where it's like, okay, you just can't come in. But she gets she's just very much a people dog. But the warm weather, which I'm loving, don't get me wrong, is making her shed. Anyhow, so there was like, I just noticed there was like a dog hair on the desk. Anyhow. All right, so now the next thing we need is we need a strip that is 5/8 by about 3 inches, okay, of that same designer series paper that we have right here. And then then I stamped Best Wishes from the stamp set here. And it has best wishes, congratulations, sending thanks, and happy Mother's Day. And it's just, I adore, I think these, the sentiments are pretty and the flowers are just amazing, you guys. You literally could stamp that flower on the front of a card, add a greeting, put a couple little embellishments, and you would be done. It's just so beautiful. It really is. I do want to show you something else. Okay, so we got to put our sentiment on, but I want to show you something else with this. So if you guys have these blender pens, okay, so these are not Stampin' Blends, they're not the markers. This is one that has some sort of solution. It's not water, but what you can do with it, it actually will kind of liquefy, I guess, your ink. So I can take this, and you use it with colored pencils too. So if you take this with a colored pencil, it will allow your colored pencil to look like watercolor. So anyhow, the ink is there, but I want you to notice, see how it's got all the little dots in there? So if I take this and kind of run it over that area, it's going to make it look like it's not a bunch of kind of dots, but it'll actually blend them all together. So you could do this on a lot of the areas if you wanted to fill some of them in or just bring more attention to certain areas. But that's kind of a cool little trick with this particular stamp. If you just wanted, you know, to kind of color a little bit. Okay. Now, this is already cut, but I figure I'm going to show you guys anyhow. So this is my sentiment. It's been stamped on a 1/2" sheet. So I want these to layer, but you're going to notice this is square. So I'm going to move my paper down here by the edge that's already kind of cut at an angle. And I'm going to take my scissors here, my snips. My snips are, oh, the lid's not off. And I'm going to just take it and I'm going to run it right along that part that's already cut. Now, the trick to this the way to do this is you move it enough to where you have a little space that could be on both ends. Because I just want to create a small border. So that's plenty. So now I'm going to turn it and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut this at an angle. And now all I do is I move it back into place. And now I have a nice border around my whole little piece there where I'm going to put my sentiment. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere those together. And we'll just put this right on top. And there you go. Oh, you know what? I think I maybe cut that at a little bit of a wrong angle. I'm just going to kind of even that up. I think I was not centered when I made those angle cuts. There we go. Okay. So now I'm just going to add a little bit more adhesive here. And I'm only doing it on one side because this is going to hang over my card just a bit right there. And now we're going to add a few pearls. I keep them, oops, I keep them in these old folders that the dies come in, and it works really, really nicely. So I just have some regular pearls here, and I'm going to take my take your pick tool, and I'm just going to add 3 of these little guys right on here. And now if I want to add just a little bit more sparkle, I can take my Wink of Stella and just kind of those same areas, maybe where I just want to create a little more of a sparkle. And I'm just going to add it in those kind of the veins of the flowers. So nothing too, I'm not going to put a lot on, but just a little bit to add. If somebody picks it up, they're going to see a little bit of that sparkle. And hopefully you guys can see it. But isn't that soup? I loved it. Okay, now for the inside. I went ahead and stamped this little guy. Oops. Oh, these are all my extra greetings here. So there's also this smaller rose, and I took that and put it in, used the Orchid Oasis, and I just stamped off the corner so that it's a little bit off, but it adds just enough color to the inside of the card. And we're just going to go ahead and put this in there. And that is it. So I'm really looking forward, you guys. Thursday, I start 3 days of celebration, and we're going to make some cards online and show you some of the new product, the new catalog. And I'm going to come on all 3 days. And we're just going to have ourselves some fun. I'm going to tell you about a couple specials. Absolutely tell you on Thursday about the deal if you decide you want to sign up as a demonstrator and get the glass mat. So that is for sure something you may want to consider. And if you say, you know, I already have one of those, that's fine. You can get some additional product as well. If you choose to not get the glass mat, then you get so much money in free product, which is great. Okay, so I think that's it, guys. That was it for today. I just wanted to come on and wish you a happy new year. Show you this card made with the Stippled Roses stamp set. I just thought it was just a beautiful stamp set. And it's funny because I wasn't thinking about getting it, and then I saw a card with it, of course, right? And it just was beautiful. And I am so glad I did, because the details in it are lovely. So, all right. I think that's it, guys. All right. We will see you Thursday. All right. Take care. Bye.